Welcome to the Bumblecast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Kraus.
Do you smell that? It's a new year.
It is.
Wow. A fresh new
It's
year
got that
smell.
New Year smell.
Uh-huh. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Ian. We're here.
Hey, Kyle.
It's 2023, and
How?
I don't.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why. Why is it 2023? I don't know. Time. Why is time? I don't know.
But the show has endured thanks to our wonderful patrons over at patreon.com/bumblecast, ko-fi.com/bumblecast, and our YouTube members who have sent in questions and we answer them. It's a new year, but it's the same old show. So let's get on with it.
Yes. After answering thousands of questions last year, we're ready to answer thousands more, I think. I'm not even sure how many questions we had over the last year, but it's a lot. Because let me see here. I'm gonna do a quick estimate just based on what we have. Yeah, it's about 3,700 questions or so. It's a lot. You guys ask a lot of questions. You know that?
And there's a backlog to boot. Woo!
Oh boy, is there a backlog. Yes, we're working our way through it slowly but surely. We'll get there, maybe. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get into these questions from our wonderful supporters, starting with Alphamon or Yukon. In issue 216 of Archie Sonic, Mammoth Mogul mentions that Silver is trained to become a Knight of Kronos. Little is known about it besides the fact that it's connected to time traveling. So I just have to know. Just who are these Knights of Kronos? Why does Silver wish to become one? Do they have some sort of connection to the Time Stones and the power of Kronos control? Were there plans to introduce more of them down the line?
That was a seed that was planted that never germinated. It was born from one of the achievements in Sonic 06, and I thought it sounded cool, and I wanted to do something with it. So Mogul name dropped it, and I figured as time went on, we'd explore it and do more with it, and we never did. So there was no greater thinking to it beyond that from what I can recall.
Is it related to the Knights of Ren?
No.
Oh.
Arguably less substantial than that.
Oh, boy. That's hard to be less substantial than that.
Yeah, I know.
Here's a question from Andrew D. I keep hearing that Sonic Prime is canon to the games, which makes sense considering how you had stated that there seems to be an effort to bring together the various Sonic media into one canon. This makes me wonder, though, when would this take place? Also, any thoughts on Sonic's comment in the show about how he's never seen a Badnik that wasn't being powered by a Flicky? We already know that there have been plenty of those before.
As to where it fits on the timeline, I can't speak to it because that would spoil the show to a degree. So you're just going to have to wait till it's done. Towards the other point, I don't know how much I can say. So it's probably better that I not comment.
Alrighty.
I mean, that's a really dissatisfying answer. I know. I'm sorry, but my hands are kind of tied on that one.
Right. Here's one from Batman69 Wall. Since he said Surge is only doing this because this is the only thing she has, what if she just found a hobby constructive and meaningful, like writing? She becomes a writer. What would she write about, and would that stop her rampage? I don't think she has the patience.
No.
Just like Sonic doesn't have the patience.
In one place can form coherent thoughts.
I mean, it's like Sonic. Sonic would not have the patience to do that either.
I mean, you could say, hey, why don't you take up whittling? And then you hand her the knife and it goes way downhill, way fast.
Oh, no, don't give her the knife. Never give her the knife. It would be
I don't think... I don't think she can find a constructive outlet for her angst. It's just not who she is.
No. Some people are suggesting knitting. It's like, do you trust Surge with 2 sharp needles? I sure don't.
I don't understand. They're not even conductive. How is she shooting lightning from them?
Oh, it doesn't matter. She could go on a literary rampage. Here's a question from Chaos Sonic 1. If you did get Archie Mario to become a series, how would you do Mario 64 or Mario Galaxy? Would Mario get all the stars? And had you been allowed, would Wart from Mario 2 have been a servant to Phantasma from the Mario and Luigi Dream Team game?
Really hard to say. At the time, my understanding was that when we pitched the Mario book back in the day, the impression I got was that Nintendo was treating the different eras of Mario as different things. So there was talks of maybe doing a Galaxy book, but we wouldn't be able to reference anything outside of Galaxy.
Right.
So we couldn't make a whole continuity from Mario 1 to present, which would have driven me up the wall. But let's put that aside and just say it got the Sonic and Mega Man treatment. We started Mario 1. We went for 10 years. We got to the 3D games. I don't think a full, faithful, star for star, world for world adaptation would be what anyone would want. Leave it to someone to comment below to say, yes, that's exactly what I want. Well, sorry, I don't think that would work. We'd probably just hit on like some of the high points, some of the key worlds, some of the more iconic moments. Like you got to fight King Bob-omb atop the Bob-omb battlefield. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just there.
Of course.
But I don't think we necessarily have to see every single permutation of every world and every star. Likewise with Galaxy, it would hit the big narrative beats, showcase some of the more memorable set pieces and moments, but find the story there, not just be faithful for faithfulness sake. As for linking Wart and what's her name, and Tesma, maybe I never played Dream Team, so I can't say off the top of my head. I'm assuming, given the context, that they're both dream creatures, realm thingies. Sure,
that must be. Yeah, that must be the connection there. So, I've not played any of the Mario and Luigi games myself, so I think I've only played a little bit of the first one, and that's about it. So, me and then RPGs. I'm like Scott the Woz over here. Not an RPG guy.
And in this hypothetical scenario, I go mad with power and try to actually link Wart and that to Link's Awakening. There's some grand interconnecting dreamscape of all the Nintendo franchises.
Sure, why not? Do it. Why not? Might as well. Dreamland from Kirby. Yeah, and there we go. Put it all together. Just a big jumbled mess. And I'm here for it. Here's a question from Cody G. Ian and Kyle, you've been handed a contract which allows you to pick one game remaster for T-Lopes to work on. Whatever game you choose is guaranteed to be remade. What game would you choose to hear in his amazing musical style? Hard mode, no Skies of Arcadia, or Daytona?
Okay, we need to stop answering these hate mail questions. No Skies of Arcadia. Boo! Boo this man!
Boo!
No, gee. I mean, it's T-Lopes. He's got the Midas touch.
Yeah.
Give him a bad soundtrack and he's going to spin that straw into gold.
Yeah. The thing is that there's been so many new remasters or sequels to games over the years that are like, what could he do beyond that now? It's like...
Give him the Rystar soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's got some funky beats, and he would, he would take an already fun soundtrack and really make it bop.
That's a good one. I like that one. I like that choice. Oh man, I'm trying to think of another one. Like he needs a good, what's a good beat 'em up that hasn't made a return recently? Because there aren't many left. Beat 'em ups are starting to come back into vogue. Or have been back in vogue for a while, so.
Are you saying the genre beat you to the punch?
Yeah, it did. Oh, okay. Dove's got a good one here. Sunset Riders. Yeah. That would be awesome. Yeah, new Sunset Riders. Yes. New Sunset Riders with T-Lopes on the soundtrack. Yeah. That's not unlikely to happen, actually. I don't know, man. I dig it. I'm here for it. Sounds great. Here's a question from Domino. Are there any plans to expand upon Shadow and Amy's relationship? I feel like the last meaningful interaction they had with each other was in Sonic Adventure 2. They have potential for a very interesting dynamic, in my opinion.
There's a lot of interesting dynamics to be mined. Maybe one day, hopefully. I mean, you're not wrong. Their pivotal interaction, one-sided as it was for the most part in SA2, could be fertile ground for lots of interesting stuff. I don't know if we will ever see that followed up on.
Well, they could bond over their mutual love of Taylor Swift. Why not? Who is Taylor Swift in Sonic's world? Is she just Taylor Swift?
She's a singularity in the multiverse.
Oh, okay, good. It makes sense. That
and Big the Cat.
Yeah. Taylor,
they need to go on tour.
Taylor the Swift. There we go. There we go. That's a pretty good one. I like it. Here's a question from Dove. My guys, I'm so sorry. Your memory cards were deleted. All your saved games are gone. What's a game you're fine with having to play through again? What's a game that, even though you love it, you could not go through it again?
Well, Cody. Skies of Arcadia I'd go through again. Shadow of the Colossus. Start up again from nothing.
Not bad. Not a bad choice.
I'd like to go back and go through Arkham City again.
Would you want to get your memory of it erased first?
Yes. But if that's not an option, I would still enjoy going through it again. Because it's been a while.
Yeah. Gosh. See, and I'm sitting here thinking of like games that actually used memory cards.
Yeah, I'm having a broad interpretation of memory card here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did just recently go back through and play through almost all of Blast Corps again via Rare Replay, so that's a thing I did. So clearly that's a game I would be fine if I didn't have my old saves and wanted to restart it. I played that again. So
you say Rare, makes me think I don't know if I could start the Banjo games over again.
See, I'm
Banjo-Kazooie.
I'm like, I forget how far I'm into Banjo-Kazooie 1. I beat it as a kid, but I actually don't remember much of it from then. Like, so replaying it again has been kind of fresh. So, but I've never played Banjo-Tooie, so I need to fix that. So
Banjo-Tooie walks that fine line of being too big.
Yeah.
Like, it's not DK64 levels of preponderance.
Yeah.
But I do distinctly remember a few moments in Tooie where you unlock something that interconnects between worlds, or you find the connection to a collectible that you couldn't get to before, and it's like, oh god, it's still going.
Yeah, it seems it's, I mean, even Banjo-Kazooie gets that way sometimes. It's a bit long, but at least it's not like Mario 64, where after you get a Jiggy, it ejects you out of the world and you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a good one right there, actually. Mario 64, I could play repeatedly over and over again. It wouldn't matter to me whether I had a save or not. I could play that one forever.
I do remember I wanted to boot up Shadow the Hedgehog to get to a certain stage for a reference I needed, and the memory card had corrupted. I had lost all of my saves, and I had beaten every ending and the final, and had unlocked most of the gimmick weapons. And that was a very, very visceral feeling of defeat, Kyle.
No.
I couldn't do it.
No.
I couldn't go back.
No.
I had to find the reference elsewhere. It's just like, no, I can't do this.
No. Oh, I remember there was a bug in Gran Turismo 2 for the PS1 where if you did a license test, or not a license test, if you did a, what was it? 1,000-meter time test, I think, and then you backed out of it, it would erase your garage. All of your cars just gone. Your progress in the game was still there, but all your cars Bye. Except for the one you were driving. It's like, oh no. Luckily, I think I heard about that before actually doing it. And then I decided to test it. I pulled my memory card out just to be safe. So I decided to test it and try it. And I did that. And then I went to the garage and all the cars were gone. I'm like, okay, that's what happens. All right, good to know. I won't do that anymore.
A more recent game, Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm. Is that a game you would not play again?
No. I enjoyed ? My one time through.
I don't know if it's a game that you really play to necessarily enjoy. I know the kind of game it is, and it's like, yeah, that's not the kind of game you go back to. Yeah.
I don't regret spending time on it. I can say that with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something that I would want to go back and do again. Like I fill the one time through.
Right.
On the other hand, I did lose a save for Ashura's Wrath, and by dingy, I want to play through that again because that's the anime you play. That is stupid fun, even if it is malarkey that the ending is locked behind DLC. Just that was fun. That's worth playing again a few times.
Yeah,
from scratch.
Yeah, Burnout Paradise is another game I could play over and over again just fine and would be okay with it. I think Sonic Frontiers is a game I could go back to. It's just fun to move around in that world. So that's a good one. I like that. I mean, any of the Mario Karts I could just play again. That's fine with me. I don't care. I'll play them all. Same with Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, let's play them all. It's fine. Can't think of any other games I would not want to play again necessarily. I think that's good enough. All right, here's our last question before we take a break from SB. For my first ever priority question, I have to ask, Janice, what the hell are you saying at the end of the show? Is it, and prepare to enunciate, along with podcast feeder links, along with what our podcasts feed our links, or along with podcasts feet and links? Please answer. My links are starving.
Yeah, Kyle, what are you saying at the end of the episode?
You were right the first one, along with podcast feeder links. So, podcast services, podcast feeders, they feed the podcast to you. They baby bird it right into your open mouth. Also, feed your links.
And your ocelots, and your leopards, your jaguars.
Oh, I was talking about links, like links to the past, or awakenings.
Watch out for that Breath of the Wild link. He's voracious.
Oh, he is. He eats a lot. Link's feet. No, I don't mean Link's feet. No, I don't mean feet. There are no feet. No feet. Roll that beautiful bean footage. All right, I think we've had enough. We've had enough for now, but we'll be back with more Bumblecast. We're back with Finest Cacophony. So, Ian, if you were to give Omega memory tokens, what would you make them be, and why would they be slagged egg pawn heads? Also, Omega Frontiers when? Sonic Frontiers modders, you know what to do.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I think bullet casings might be too violent, too overt. Maybe
funny though.
Crosshairs? I don't know. Maybe Omega symbols. I mean, why not?
Might as well be, yeah. I don't know, then you might just get him confused with Zero from Mega Man X. That's a very weird. That's a very fan thing, to be fair.
But yeah, that would be fun to just see Omega running around, blasting all the ancient tech. They're not even Eggman robots. Do not care. Do not make distinction. Do not leave trace.
I want them. I want that. Please. I just want Omega to go in there and steamroll the whole thing and just not care.
Like Sage pops in and is like, you can't even utilize the Chaos Emeralds. You have no chance against the Titans. Watch me. And proceeds to just unload on this thing's ankles and bring it down.
That's right. That's right. Please. Please let Omega be Omega. Yes. Here's a question from Flumpy. '06's quality aside, it had a lot of good character development that has sadly been undone by the memory wipe ending. In particular, Silver and Blaze's status as best friends. They had a great dynamic that mostly no longer exists. While we have since gotten a couple nods and a great segment in the annual 2019, they've, for the most part, remained acquaintances. This is especially sad for Silver, who, without Blaze, doesn't really have an inner circle to call his own. Poor future boy. How do you feel about this? Are there possibly any plans to build on their dynamic again? Maybe have them go on an adventure together? No, maybe?
I feel like it was a fun dynamic, but it was so underutilized. It's hard to make a case to, we have to go back to this because we didn't see a lot of it. We had one instance of it, It's not like the Sonic and Tails dynamic that we've had for forever. It was one game. And I feel like trying to recapture that exact magic undercuts Blaze's sacrifice or Silver's willingness to sacrifice or the poignancy to his story. So if they are to rekindle that trust and that bond, I would rather it be a step forward rather than trying to regress to what once was, see where they can go and reforge that in perhaps a new light because Silver has advanced a bit since then. Beyond that, I'm going to have to just say #knowing smile.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of fan demand for them to be something, so I think that would be really cool to have them be more of a thing.
I mean, the first hurdle was making them more accessible because Blaze is ruling a planet on another dimensional plane and Silver's in the future.
Yeah.
Just getting them into a singular dimension and timeline has to be accomplished first. And we have done that. So now...
Have you?
Now.
Have you done that? Interesting. Here's a question from Happy Times. The Sonic Comic Cast all get together to watch holiday specials and movies, and even the villains can join in. What is each person's nomination, and who's going to argue that Die Hard totally counts as a Christmas movie?
Here's the thing. Sonic loves McClane's attitude, so he's going to argue it's a Christmas movie. Knuckles loves all the action. He's going to argue it's a Christmas movie. Tails loves the ingenuity. He's going to argue it's a Christmas movie. Amy hasn't seen it yet, and she just thinks it's boys being boys. Can we watch, the Rake and Bask special once for 1 year? Please, Cream is present. Can we just have a normal holiday viewing? No, we're going to watch Die Hard. Fine, we'll watch Die Hard. But then she gets really invested in all the interpersonal, emotional connections because there's some heavy stuff in there.
It's surprising.
There's some real feelings.
Yeah.
She sheds a tear when we get the sob story about the cop. And, she can't stand it. Oh, my God, it's all coming together. This is a beautiful movie. It is a Christmas movie. You guys were right. I'm sorry for doubting you.
Yes, absolutely. And then Omega argues it's a Christmas movie, and nobody argues against him because he has all the guns.
I have always had a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, Eggman likes it up to a point because it's so meticulously planned, but then the plucky hero just has to ruin it all.
Then the plan falls apart.
And then they forget that Cream was there watching the entire time, and they have a lot of explaining to do to Vanilla.
Yes.
Mommy, what does yippee-ki-yay mother... No!
No, don't say that. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. Oh, wait, no, that's Die Hard 2. Never mind. Wait, that's a Christmas movie, too. Oh, man. Apparently, you had Omega say yippee-ki-yay once. At least once.
Me? Making a pop culture reference?
No. Although you said yippee-ki-yay, pastel-colored resistance, which is not quite as good. But,
well,
it's as good as it gets.
You can only be so authentic in family media.
It's true. You could have made a character specifically named Mr. Falcon just to make a specific reference. Wait, no, that's what they did in Die Hard, is they actually made a character for the censored version named Mr. Falcon. Just for that. Ay. So silly. What about the Grinch? Who wants to watch the Grinch? Jim Carrey's Grinch specifically. And I'm sure Eggman really gets into that until the Grinch's heart grows 3 sizes, and then no good anymore. No good. All right, here's a question from Joestar SSB. Hey Ian, I love your work and I love Evan Stanley's work. What is your favorite part about collaborating with Evan, and what about her art and writing style do you admire?
I think paramount to it all is just how easy it is working with her. When we were growing up reading the older books, we saw exactly what happened when the creatives were not
communicating,
cooperative, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
And we both actively wanted to avoid that. So there was already an understanding that, even if we were like oil and water, for the sake of the book, we'd need to put that behind us. But that isn't an issue. We're largely on the same wavelength on a lot of stuff. And, there's a lot of, do you want to take the lead on this? This is a more silver-centric story. I know that's what she enjoys. Do you want to pitch that one first? With what we're doing in 2023, it was kind of like, okay, let's just kind of talk about where you wanted to go with stuff. I pitch a couple of ideas to fit in there. I had an idea. Do you like it? Does this work? Does that work? And just a lot of communicating back and forth, give and take. Let somebody have one thing, let somebody else have another, and just be respectful and collaborative. I like the kind of easy pace that she takes, and she approaches story construction in a way completely different from my own. And something that I've always enjoyed about her art style is just how solid it feels. Everyone feels like they have dimension and weight and depth and presence in their environment. I hesitate to call it realistic because, they're cartoon animals, but there's always been
it's believable. Believable is how I describe
tangibility
it.
To her art style that is really impressive.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job with that. I like it a lot. There's the winter ones she's done for the last couple of years have been just super fun and just really showcase you can look at what she draws and get immediately what these characters are all about. And that's a really cool thing. All right, here's a question from John B. What do you guys think of the Sonic Prime voice cast? Personally, I really like them, even if it is weird that Knuckles is played by 2 different actors.
I need to actually sit down and watch it all the way through myself, but what I've seen, everyone does a great job.
Yeah, I haven't watched enough of it either. I've only seen the previews, so I haven't gotten the chance to watch it. But from what I've heard so far, it sounds really good. It's different, obviously. Going to take some time to get used to, but I dig it. And we got a question from Many Hats. I saw in Netflix's description of Sonic Prime that Sonic's middle name is Maurice. Is this canon now?
No. In case you missed it, how did this work? This was like the US only phone version of Netflix had the gag that his middle name is Maurice in like the flavor text
in the description of the show.
Just the mobile version in the US for some reason. And to me, that says somebody somewhere did a quick sloppy wiki search, reused a 30-year-old joke and didn't think anything about it. I'm pretty sure that's been taken out now. Somebody flagged it somewhere. I don't know. But no, Maurice is not his name.
The whole thing is that it's just a joke reference to a song.
I know.
Do you guys not know are you not familiar with Steve Miller Band? It's a Joker, some people call me the Space Cowboy. That's where CU Space Cowboy. That's a reference to that. It's guys, come on, calm down. No, I'm not old. Well, hurry up and get old. All right. Let's get into the Frontier spoiler zone.
Not going to have too much more mileage on this section because figure folks got it for Christmas or the holidays. Should be getting through it by now. So
Maybe.
we're going to start relaxing on here. But just in case.
Yep.
Just in case you got it for the holidays and you haven't had time to sit down and play it because you've been visiting with family.
Oh.
We'll play it a little light. We'll be a little more careful just for the next little bit.
Yep. In maybe a couple more weeks or so. But, hey, right now, let's jump into the Frontier spoiler zone. From Damien That Hedge. Just wanted to specify my previous question. I didn't mean when the Ancients arrived on Earth, but when they're fighting above the Earth against the End. Is this just a reused model case or something else?
Thank you for the follow-up question and for the example. The original question was, given the amount of light pollution you can see on the planet in the cutscene, were there other civilizations at the time? The intention was that no, the Ancients were the only advanced civilization on Earth at the time. Granted, that's a very large population going by the asset that's in the finished game, but the End was also a devastating presence. So we'll just chalk it up to the End living up to its name for a whole bunch of the Ancients.
It looks kind of also like the planet is lighting up weirdly, like it's just a bunch of fire and volcanoes going off in that one specific part or something.
I mean, the End, that's one of the things I'm sad got a little, I don't think it made the final cut, was that Chaos Island was once supposed to be a verdant alpine island, and its present volcanic activity has been going on since the End attacked the Earth's crust at that point. It ruined that island. But I don't think that made it to the finished product. So
it didn't really come across, no.
All
right, and our last question from this episode comes to us courtesy of FMS Draws. So, assuming Cream goes to school, Eggman puts Sage at the same school she goes to. Not because Sage actually needs to learn, it's just so that Eggman can brag about Sage being top of her class. Discuss.
Normally, I would flag this as a fan idea, but this is a Sonic Boom plot when you get down to it, just in a modern setting.
It's never going to happen in real life. I mean, or in Sonic real life, I should say. Obviously not going to. Anyway, never mind.
Sage, you're enrolling and you're getting 5 Stella Stars.
Yes. Eggman would be in the PTA, absolutely. God. And he would try and take it over, obviously.
What do you mean she's not the lead in the school play? I do not wish to be in the school play. You have to. I said so.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
The state of the cafeteria food is absolutely deplorable. I do not need sustenance. It's the principle of the matter. You know what? I'm taking over the school. I'm principal now.
It's to be more evil curriculum. Of course he'd have a bumper sticker on his Eggmobile that says my daughter was student of the month.
Student smarter than your honor student.
Or that, yeah, of course.
My honor student hates that hedgehog.
It's funny because she really doesn't in the end. Or, I don't know. She didn't seem to really hate him much at all, actually. She just kind of told him matter-of-factly he was going to die.
I mean, she respects him. She's learned to respect who he is and what he does. But in the end, she's daddy's little girl.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Her beloved papa wants Sonic to be a stain on the road. And by God, she's got the nuclear codes.
What about Cream and Sage? Did they actually get along? And
Cream would try.
Yeah.
She would make a Herculean effort to be nice and charitable and friendly, and she'd eventually break through, but Sage isn't looking for friends. She's looking for conquest. She will be valedictorian of kindergarten.
That's not even a thing, Sage. Oh, it will be after I'm done with it.
I mean, once Eggman's principal, he's going to put in a whole bunch of policies.
Oh boy, we didn't. Anyway, I think that's enough of the Bumblecast.
For now, at least. But before we go, we need to give a big thank you to all our patrons over at patreon.com/Bumblecast, Ko-fi.com/Bumblecast, and our YouTube members.
Big thank you to Daniel H., Jennifer R., John B., Robotnicum, Sam Cybercat, Samuel P., Torchbound, Mike B., Andrew D., Dave M., Saluchcat, Coupling Crew 128, Jay Frost, Duas Dizdin, Hero of Light 13, Noni, Professor Scruffy Matt, Chris A., Sony, Triforce Riku, Sonic, John M., Jib, Yummy M., Fiona M., Lee HK, Lisa M., Ben Molsbane, Scurvy Pirate Hog, Chevelle, Arc Fighter, Keeper of Monsters, Axis, Xanderoni the Painter, Tick Tick, Jonathan D., Starlight Sec, The Name is X, Twilord, Solera Stain, Nemric, Godzilla, Nonda, Cameron H., The Disgan, Ava Arctic, Justin S., Dove, Just a Mountain Soul, Alex GS, Chaos Sonic 1, Dadler the Dalek, Sonic Legacy, Ink Thinks, Pedanticat, Les, Jennifer H., Jolene B., Red the Supernamic, Alphabon Yukon, Joshua S., Omega Watt, Yuma 221, Of the Stars, Nova Polyduo, and Tails, Preston M., Noah S., DeRucival, Kojiro Highland, Sonic 84, Awesome Cakester, Supersonic Fan, KJB, Radry, Chase L., Wildcard 717, Z Broadcast, Callum Q, Jay the Redneck, Miles the Prower, Navari, Exidel, Agent Kaz, Puppy the Scholar, Rhythm Raccoon, Indabin, Pigdan 20, In Zephyr, Ozjam, Shimmy M, Curly Quills, Angela V, Aiden S, The Marble Gardener, Mox, Miggy Sawdust, ONBD, Jack C, Wheelie Doe, Sandra BH, Smiley 21, Sammy S, Bushman, Crooker, Vlad, IPC, Sterling Sonic, Congo, Windskull, Supernova, Superior Pizza, Sonic Padge, Philippus Cold, Michael P, Thigolf, The Crucified Devil, Loop D Loop, Omega Man 21, Thievius, Delta God 77, Dominic the Raccoon, Planet Breezy, Unity, Kedrian, Lori L, Native Nerd 27, Jason G, Cody G, Marcy H, Caswell, Mr. Murderbird, The Giant Murdering Bird, Lucky Lychee, Sir Needlemouse, SP, My Fish Eats Rocks, The ID Card, Phil C, Jonathan F, Hip Kid Brick, Levi C, Will the Prophecy Come True, Tetsu Knife, Ultra Guy, Crowbo, Nils, Sonic Mania 2099, Hadronis, Salato 02, Noob 600, Paley, Bug Party, Hey Boys, Razor, Danny the Light, True Cosmic Digilab 79, Zapon Syrian, El Technopata, Butter Noodles, Miles Prower D, Frost the Hobbidon, Metamode, Wheels 282 Hedgehog, Jamal S, Finest Cacophony, Happy Times, Joestar SSB, Many Hats, Damien That Hedge, FMS Draws, Santa Claus, Snowflame, Scourge Time, Speedweed, The Internet Person, The Might of Gabora, and Zig Cartoonist.
Wow, how is it? I'm flabbergasted. I have nothing. I have nothing to add, Ian. That's glorious. That list is amazing.
Yes, it is. So, thank you so much. And as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. And we will see you next time on the Bumblecast.
Take care. I don't mean feet. Nobody means feet. Maybe they beat feet.
No, Kyle.
I'm just making this hole deeper and deeper.
You certainly are.
I mean, that just makes it funnier, to be fair.
Maybe a new year, but same old tricks.
You've been listening to the Bumblecast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
Is that the TF2 soldier doing the demon dance from MILF from Friday Night Funkin'?
Might be.
And the number of qualifiers I need to describe that little dancing gif is ridiculous.
And there's Demo Man doing a bit of a conga.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know what it is about that one animation loop from that one segment, though, with those, like, I don't know what the outfit you call them, the little backup dancer demon dudes with the big smiles.
Yeah.
Just that sashay back and forth. It's mesmerizing. I could watch that on loop till the day I die.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, but it's just hypnotizing.